What's going on? Well, come on. Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Saturday, December 16th, and we got a bit of snow up here at the homestead. It snowed all night long. I've already cleaned off these panels over here once already, and you can see they're covered up again. You see all the snow here. It's you can kind of see the idea how much we got. Got a lot of freaking snow. It snowed pretty much all night long. I mean, it's pretty. I'm gonna pan around the trees here. It's really, really pretty. Now you can see all the snow on the roof. And the good thing about that, which that basically indicates that the building is very well insulated. So, and it is. So that's a good thing. But got the wood stove going, and it's that kind of day. So let's talk about this. This I thought would be a very interesting subject, on the fact that we've had so much snow, like this today over the last 24 hours. Last few days we've had quite a bit of snow. So let's talk about snow. Let's talk about winter. S.H.T.F happens in the wintertime. Can you survive it? I want you to think about this, guys. Let's think about the fact that no roads are going to get plowed. If there was a grid down situation in the middle of wintertime, now your main concern is going to be, how am I going to stay warm in my own house? Because most people do not have a wood stove. They do not have an alternate heat source. So they're pretty much screwed when it comes to how do you stay warm in the middle of winter. It's about 22 degrees out today, and I think the high for today is only going to be 24. So 3 hours of exposure in sub-zero temperatures and or freezing temperatures, and you're done. Actually, it doesn't even have to be freezing. It could be like 40 degrees, and if you have that exposure and you're not being able to stay warm, you're going to die. And this time of year, with this kind of weather, and if you had a situation where the grid went down, was not coming back up, the roads aren't being plowed, nothing is being done because they just don't have the resources to do it. And, because there's no pumps pumping for gas. And so what are you going to do? I mean, you're not going to be going out and about trying to raid your neighbors. It's just not going to happen. Especially up here in the Northeast, people are going to hunker down. They're going to stay inside. And, they would only go out if they were forced to, because of the fact that they didn't have anything to eat or to drink. And, and obviously, as we all well know, 95% of the people in this country are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. So if you were locked in here and it's wintertime, your number one concern is going to be trying to stay warm, number one. People will freeze to death in their own homes, and it's a really scary situation. Let me know what you think of the hat. This was a gift probably 2 years ago from one of my subscribers from Great Britain. So she had sent this hat, a blue one, and a scarf for Heather as well. So I'm wearing her hat today. So I always wear my Harley hat all the time. So I thought, well, I'll switch it up today. But this is a warmer hat than a Harley hat anyway. But it's you just realizing how truly bad things could be and how fast things could go bad. It's frightening to think about. Like I said, the number of people that will freeze to death in their own homes. Wintertime, S.H.T.F happening in the wintertime. You're not going to have the resources outside to be able to forage if you know how to forage. A lot of people don't even know how to forage. The animals are hunkered down out in the woods, so trying to trump through the woods. I mean, I want you to look at this, guys. Imagine trying to walk through this here, trying to find something to hunt, to eat. I mean, it's just, that's not really realistic. I mean, you're going to be frozen like a popsicle before you know it. I mean, hypothermia is going to set in, and then death would be shortly thereafter. So that's a really, really frightening thing. And, you know, the snow continues to come down. You know, like I said, your main concern would be shelter, trying to stay warm. And, you know, like if we were in the camper and had no way to heat the camper, that we've been in that camper our first year here, and it was November, and it got really, really cold. I mean, it was not fun at all. And then we got the wood stove into the building at that point, and we were sleeping on the floor in the building because it was that cold. It was not fun at all. And so the reality is, a lot of people will freeze to death in their own homes before anything else even happens, before they even probably run out of food. And because if you have no way to heat yourself, and you know everybody else is concerned with those same things, it would be brutal. And you're not going to be out and about trying to figure out who else has what and trying to take resources from anybody else. Isn't this pretty, coming down like that? Yeah, wonderful. It's that time of year, but yeah, we're getting some snow today, that's for sure. But good old New York. So, but yeah, this has been a nice steady snow all night long. It had started before I left for work yesterday, so my guess from what I pulled off the panels the first time was probably 5 or 6 inches, and there's probably another inch or so on there already. So probably about 7 inches of snow so far just within the last 12 hours. So, and I'm not even sure how much we're supposed to get today, but you know, it's a good day to hunker down, stay inside, stay warm, and you know, like I said, I got the wood stove going, and it's been good. So, but you know, I really want you guys to think about how prepared you are. S.H.T.F happens in the wintertime, and you're in the Northeast. Now, I know a lot of preppers are in the South. It gets cold down there too, guys. So, but if you're in the Northeast, I mean, the hardy will survive, but I'll tell you what, there would be, the population would be greatly reduced in a really, really fast time period. A lot of people would have absolutely no shot. Now think about this too. Let's say there was an EMP event and I was at work and I had to walk home in this, okay? I am prepared to do that if I have to. It would not be a whole lot of fun, I can tell you that, but I would do what I had to do. And, you know, but I am prepared to do that if I had to. And it would be a long walk because I don't work around a corner. So, and it would take me a while to get back home. But, you know, as long as my kids were safe, that's all I would care about, to be honest with you. But, you know, think about it. How ready are you to be in that type of situation if it was confronted? And this is the theme of today's video, just because of the weather today. Give you an idea with the snow, and it just kept piling up, and there's nobody plowing it. There's no way to move around in it, you know, other than unless you have a snowmobile. But if there was an EMP, that's not working either. So these are, you know, things to really contemplate, to think about, to prepare for as best you can. If you can get wool blankets are awesome to have. I have quite a few wool blankets myself, and I love my wool blankets. They're really awesome to have. And you know, it's frightening. And I was thinking about this when I was on my way home, and you know, thinking about the streets not being plowed. Nobody would be out driving. You couldn't. There's nowhere to, you know, you wouldn't be able to do it. And so who's going to go anywhere? And, you know, basically the people in your neighborhood would be walking around maybe a little bit, knocking on your door saying, hey, you know, we're freezing, we're cold, can you help us out? And you got to make some tough decisions at that point. Are you going to, or are you not going to? If they're going to, here's the thing is, if I'm freezing and I see that, and I see smoke coming out of the chimney, and I see this nice big wood pile over here, I'm going to be inquiring at your door and saying, hey, you know, we don't have any heat and we're cold. Can we come in? And again, like I said, at that point, what decisions do you make? You know, what choices do you have as far as who are you going to help and who you're not going to help? So those are things to think about, guys. And I really want you to think about those things. Look at all freaking snow. Well, anyway, I want to definitely hear your feedback on this video. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think? You know, wintertime, EMP or grid down situation, whatever it would be, you know, how do you think you would survive up here in the Northeast? You know, realistically, it would be interesting. And I definitely want your feedback. I want to hear what you think. So, you know, please leave comments. Let me know. And I hope everybody's having a nice start to their weekend. Like I said, it is Saturday, so most people are off. And so anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to jump off here and go back in a nice warm house. And remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember, STD, guys. One step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever goals you're trying to reach, you can reach them as long as you work at it methodically. And, you know, these are days like today that are really makes you think. And, like I said, I've cleaned out a lot of this already. And there's already more snow in the pathways that I had cleaned out earlier. And the steps, I had cleaned the steps off as well. So, alright, I will talk to you all tomorroper Nurse 1, out for now.